Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Magma Minds podcast. It's your boy, Fonda Villain, and to my right this time, we got the homie Toast. What's good, brother?
Hey everyone, it's me, Lack. So grateful to be here. I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for hanging out with us today. We have a super duper special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
The boy, Will Hurley. And man, I am so excited to have him here, to have you here, Brody, because this man is a martial artist, a philosopher, one of the greatest teammates you will ever have, one of the greatest friends you will ever have, and honestly, can't praise you enough. So excited to have you here. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, and yeah, man.
Who's Will?
Who is Will? Who is Will currently?
I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I appreciate that intro. That was very kind. I'm born and raised in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I've been training MMA for about 6 years now.
Okay.
Still an amateur, 5-1. Just trying to find my path. Trying to make a career in the sport.
Fair. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that's solid. Born in OKC. Have you always lived in OKC since
Yes,
then?
sir. Greatest city on earth.
Greatest city on earth.
I'm just gonna start following up with that. Because like when people like we were talking about earlier about how like when people ask us like where you're from, and like every time I say Oklahoma, I'm like,
yeah,
please don't follow up with,
outside
like,
of them
what
not even
is
knowing
there
how
to
to
do.
spell.
Yeah,
they're like, bro, where is it at? And you're just like, bro, it's above Texas. Thank you.
Yeah,
but no, greatest city.
and then
on
they
earth.
still have to Google it.
And then they still have to Google it to be like, yo, are you really from the States?
Not for long, man. We're going to put it on the map.
Oh yeah, you gonna put it on the map.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. Man's gonna have to carry that, but you know, he's a fighter, so he'd be carrying weight anyways.
Yeah,
that's gonna be easy. Outside of that though, there's also, I guess the next thing that'll put us on the map outside of OKC Thunder is the building that we're getting, the random
Yeah.
the tallest building in the US.
The random
crazy.
fucking tallest skyscraper in the fucking nation.
Yeah, man, and apparently it's going to be divided into like there'll be living quarters in there too, like housing
really?
in there. Yeah, so
What?
imagine, bro, like that'd be such a flex. You know, like I live in the tallest building in the US.
Wait, actually, no, that's a good idea.
And I looked at how much the rent wasn't that bad.
You look up the rent. What was the rent?
Like 1,800 for like a one
month?
bedroom.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
A month?
1,800.
I mean, downtown. It's downtown, right?
It's downtown too.
What?
1,800. Like I think it like ranges a little bit, like 1,800 to 2,400, something like that.
What's the square footage? That shit about to be 300
I
square
know.
feet.
That's facts.
That shit's about to be 300 square feet. No way.
Maybe it's 1,800 per square feet or some shit.
Yo, probably because tallest. That's already just the name alone, or at least that title of having the tallest building. It's like it's gonna run you money for sure,
bro. I don't know if I trust it though, just because like we get tornadoes, and can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and you like thunder flashes, you look out, fucking the movie Twister is in front of you, outside. And, what are you gonna do? Take the elevator down?
Facts, because the building's about to be swaying too. Like that's just gonna be.
Yeah, man.
Oh no, it's crazy.
Nah.
But nah. Fair enough. So outside of Will putting OKC on the map, heavy burden that we just gave him just today, but he's gonna take it. He's gonna take it with strides. It's gonna be real casual. I feel like I said this with Kayla too. I was like, cool. You guys have a little bit of history. We haven't really met each other before. Lax told me a million things about you, all the greatest things, and I was like, it's only fair if I mention a few things about myself. So, Fawn, one of 3 kids, born in Oklahoma as well, from Cameroon. Went to school there, elementary, and then some of middle school. Came back, uni, did med school, just finished that finally. Looking around for a job, want to do surgery, and outside of that, me and the boy, you know, we obviously got the podcast going. We're gaming every now and then, as much as we can actually, because I'm a big gamer, anime galore. So that's where I'm at. And my brother was actually just telling me, "Does he fucks with your tats?" I'm trying to get a tattoo, but I'm gonna wait. We'll hit that. We'll hit that later. I'm trying to get a tattoo in the future, just after, whenever I'm like on the path for surgery, for the kind of surgery that I want to do, then I'll get a tattoo for it. But you guys are gonna have to wait for that. But that's just a little bit about myself. You told us where you were from, all the stuff you're doing. We just wanted to get into a few questions, and then outside of that, we're just chatting.
Yeah.
It's just the boys chatting it up, just
Okay.
being
Word.
free, giving some stories. So we're hoping to hear a lot of stories because he's already told me some, but I gotta hear from the source. But before some of those, I just wanted to ask you what inspired you to get into your career.
I think getting beat up a lot when I was a
Getting
kid.
beat up.
Yeah.
Holy fair.
And I was always a really little guy. I was malnourished growing up,
Okay.
and so I was always just like the runt.
Yeah.
And I would defend myself with my words more so. So I would say mean things to people, and I would cut people.
Okay.
And that was really damaging to my mind, obviously, but I didn't realize at the time.
Fair.
And as I got older, it got to the point where I would say these words to
Crazy
people and
shit,
cut
yeah.
them, and then they'd beat my ass. And that was like the most embarrassing thing for me.
Because
Because
like wanted to back it up. Yeah.
yeah, and I had done Taekwondo for 7 years when I was a kid, and so I was a black belt, and so I was a black belt, you know.
Okay.
And so I thought I could fight, even though I'd never actually really been in a fight. And then I start getting in these altercations and getting clowned in front of people, and it was a total like ego check for me, and it was really, really humiliating. And so over time, and, you know, I wrestled as well, and always wanted to be a great wrestler, but never could put it together. And once I lost my senior year of high school, I just went in and started training a week later. Never left.
Dang.
Shit.
No, that's tough.
I remember Will's first week.
Yeah, first week of training.
I
Yeah.
remember Will's
Right out
first
of high
week.
school.
Yeah, I remember like just looking up because like with MMA, man, like you like with any jiu-jitsu gym, I feel like the turnover rate is so high. So I always see new people. Like some people would just get their first stripe or whatever, and like, oh, that's good enough, and then or like they'll get hurt a little bit and they'll take a month off or something, but like and then they'll come back, something like that. But I remember Will walking in I walked in late that day, and I was just like, "Who's this new scrawny kid on the mat?"
Oh, you're part of it. You're part of the problem.
Bro,
You're like,
I
oh,
was
this
like-
little skinny
Yeah,
kid.
because like he didn't have a gi yet. The gi is like the bathrobe looking thing that we wear. So he was just in his like little like shorts, like shirt, and then just like sitting there looking around. And I was like, okay. And then when the shit started, I remember like the third day he was there. I had already introduced myself by that time, and he was rolling with
Oh, I remember.
he was rolling with a girl, and
Yeah.
I looked over, and I was like, I just see the girl looking at me like asking for help with her eyes.
Oh, really? Boy
Because-
was going hard.
Because yeah, like, and that's the thing with like,
yeah.
I think if you're starting like MMA, like if your coaches are good and, like, and they're paying attention, like they will tell you like, yo, if you're new, you're going with a girl, there's certain etiquettes to roll with somebody, you know. I don't think Will was taught that yet. So
No.
and he was going with like full intensity of like wrestler, you know, like wrestling intensity. So I was in guard. I literally looked at Will, and Will was in full mount, just like trying to squeeze the life out of this chick.
You were like,
Bro, I was like, Will. I slapped him. I was like, he was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm like little head nod.
Said okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I was like,
Shit.
all right, if no one's gonna like just keep this kid like up to date with everything, let me just take liberty and do it. And then ever since then, man, it's been my boy.
You guys just clicked.
Mhm.
Oh, that's crazy. Man just went full dog on her. Just right off the rip.
He didn't know.
He
I
was like,
came
yo.
from wrestling, and
Yeah.
the way you treat girls in wrestling is like the way that you be respectful. To them, is
Respectful
you go as
is-
hard as you can.
Oh, okay.
You don't treat them like they're
Yeah.
indifferent.
Mm.
Jiu-jitsu is different, and I didn't realize that, and so I was rolling with her, and I mean I was beating that ass, but she was getting angry,
I'm beating that ass.
Yeah.
and I could see that she was getting really angry, and I was like, okay, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, because she's pumped up now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're going at it.
I've noticed that too. Like when I roll with like, cause you know like wrestlers, like female wrestlers come in out of the gym sometimes.
Yeah.
Cause,
Oh, really?
Yeah, with like guy wrestlers, and like when I roll with them, like mid roll, they're like, "Are you holding back?"
Oh,
I'm like, "No,"
dang.
but like I'm like, "Yeah, I'm holding back." The fuck, you want me? You're 140. I'm 180.
Shit.
Like even if I go full strength, other people will beat my ass.
Yeah,
Like
no,
other people at our gym would beat my
Yeah.
ass.
They're gonna
They'll see
come
that
for
and they'll
you.
beat my ass.
Shit, Will didn't give a fuck. He's like, bro, we're
No,
doing
but
this.
it came from respect.
Yeah,
like Will
which
said.
after you said it, I was like, okay, that's clear because you don't want to be like, all right, I'm just gonna take it easy on you, and then a lot of, especially females nowadays, are gonna be like, who's this fucking pussy think that he's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're trying to take it easy just because I'm a girl, like, no,
Right.
fuck you. So okay, I can
Yeah, and
respect
I know I get really offended. Things have changed now, but when I first started, I would get really offended when people would take it easy on me because I was small.
Oh yeah, so I'm sure you felt the same thing. You're like,
Yeah,
bro,
so I just kind of wanted to.
dang. So you went in and just beating that ass.
Yeah, I was.
He
I was.
was like, yo.
I remember
funny.
looking. I was like, oh no, should I say something? I was like, I know I have to say something.
You definitely
Because
did
she
the
was
right
just
thing.
staring at me, not looking at Will, staring at me.
She's just looking
'Cause
looking elsewhere for help.
Yeah, it was my friend that I brought to the gym.
Oh no.
That like she's been there for like a few
Okay.
months by that time, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So she knew some stuff, and she was like consistent enough. She was. I'm not gonna drop the name, but I don't know. You remember? You know. Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember.
yeah. But she was going to like 2 sessions a day. So like she is accelerated in her learning already.
Okay.
So like she can give people trouble, especially if someone that like just started jujitsu or something.
Fair.
So like it makes it's like the opposite effect. Like, it makes them more mad, so they go harder. But then like she's just literally trying to survive. But
Yeah, no, that's tough. Wait, but so you said you went in just for wrestling at the time?
No, I went in. Okay, so actually, the first person I ever bought drugs from was this little kid named Jared, and
Little kid is crazy.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little kid.
Whoa, that's
Same size.
Oh wait, you didn't tell me that shit.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
I bought weed from
Okay.
this dude when I was 16.
Yeah.
And so I have him on Snapchat. We just had that one transaction, and then I move on with my life. But he's posting like the next 2 years, like he's doing jujitsu tournaments and he's doing MMA.
Oh shit.
And then
Okay.
so I don't even know if you remember me, but after wrestling, I was like, "Hey man, where do you train? Like I'm gonna come."
Yeah, pull it
And
up.
then I just showed up. So that was like how I got the
Oh.
connection to get there.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Jared's we call him Jared the Menace, bro. He's a
He's a
Really?
beast.
mess, yeah.
Jared's a
Dang.
beast,
So you just
dude.
saw it from his snap. What was he post? He was actually posting tournaments he was at. Was he was in
Yeah, like
participating
he
or she was
posting
hosting?
tournaments he was winning at, and then
Oh,
started posting
shit.
fights, and I was like, "Oh,
This is sick.
like if he could do this, I could do this," because he's a little guy too.
Yeah, so you're like, I got this.
Yeah,
Dang.
Jared's strong as fuck for a little guy.
Really?
Yeah.
When you went in,
He's
was
a-
there any incentive? Were you like, bro, I'm gonna try to like up my weight because of all the stuff released from before you got into it, or were you just like, nah, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them who I'm at.
Well, so it wasn't necessarily like I want to up my weight or
Mm-hmm.
get bigger, because I had been in the hospital for malnourishment for a month,
Mm.
like 3 or 4 months before that actually.
Okay.
And so I was actually the biggest I'd ever been. I was like 126 pounds. I was like,
Dang.
whoa, I'm
You're
super
like, yo,
strong
I'm
now.
Yeah.
But I just kind of went in to learn how to fight. And then
Yeah.
after like a month, I was like, I want to do this forever.
Dang.
What component of it did you like fall in love with that you said you wanted to do this forever?
Fair.
I think you talked earlier about like the turnover rate. And I just noticed like if you just keep showing up and you keep working, you will see yourself get better than people that you never thought you'd be better than. And it happens faster than you
Sheesh.
think.
Okay.
And then so it taught me a lot about life, because I realized that if I put my mind to something and like really worked at it, that I could improve. And I had never really experienced that before. I'd always just kind of gone off my natural ability, and if my natural ability was inadequate, it is what it is. But if it was good, then I'd coast and I wouldn't improve.
Yeah.
But then
Yes.
once I picked something I was bad at and consciously tried to improve, I realized
Yeah.
I can make a career out of it.
It's the missing piece. You're like, bro, I need to. Like you just had the hunger from that point. You're like, bro, I need to get there. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Dang.
What was your first moment that you were like, you're like, damn, I'm succeeding in this. Like we just talked about the moment where you were like, or what caused you to like want to do it forever. But what was your first moment like? I'm succeeding now. I'm doing what I thought I couldn't do.
You know, it's weird because I struggle with doubt and stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like I haven't had that moment.
Yeah.
But other
Okay.
times, it might just be small things like having a good practice at the gym,
Yeah.
or, you know, someone saying I'm doing a good job,
Yeah.
someone learning my name
Yeah.
after showing up for a long period of time. Definitely my first fight was something that was big for me. But also I feel like I haven't succeeded yet. It's a weird balance,
Yeah.
because I want to stay hungry
Yeah.
and still want to,
Yeah.
you know, have that desire,
Yeah.
but I don't know, it's still something I'm working through. I know that after I won my second fight, it was when I was deep in drug addiction, and so I I was like, oh, I made it. I'm him.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't really need to train
Too
that
old?
much anymore. I don't
Yeah.
need to do nutrition. And things started going south real fast for me.
Dang.
And so that was kind of a wake-up call.
You want to? Are you wanting to elaborate? How comfortable
Oh,
are you
yeah, I can
elaborating?
elaborate on
How
that.
south this went? Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of stories about how drugs and alcohol ruined my life, but just in that particular instance, so I fought this dude, Josh Calderon. It was my second fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was on 90 milligrams of Adderall in the cage
Dang.
and like weed
Yeah.
edibles. I'd been taking dabs that day. Like I shouldn't have been
Yeah,
there.
you were stunned.
And so we go out there and we start fighting. And there's something about, I don't know, I would guess you haven't, but if you abuse speed, you like start to get this super aggressive confidence in yourself. Like, I can do anything. And so for someone with nerves like me that throws up every practice and doesn't think he can do it, it was like a superpower.
Dang.
So much so that I started to abuse it. And so I'm on the Adderall and I go out there and I start moving around with this guy. He was 34 years old. I was 21.
Oh yeah.
And I start striking with him and I'm kicking him in the body and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm way better than this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to clown this dude. And then so I dropped my hands and I was like just walking at him, just kind of like mocking
Yo,
him.
the
remember that,
taunts.
yeah.
Dude, and he hit me so hard. And I literally spun around in a 360. And then I looked back at him and it was like,
Fuck.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I remember
I've
that.
made a
No,
huge
you were in the
mistake.
corner.
No. I was watching though, because we that whole camp we kept joking about because he was older. We kept joking about like this man has a mortgage, has a wife and kids.
Oh, you
So
shit
be
to
in
worry
there.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Will's
but
over here like I'm about to end all of that right now.
I remember that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Dang.
ended up winning. But I mean, I was so tired. And 'cause, I mean, I literally hadn't been eating. The thing about
Yeah,
Adderall,
taking-
I remember that
Yeah,
fight.
Adderall,
Finance.
you don't
We-
eat shit.
you
yeah.
don't eat.
Yeah, I remember that fight. Like, Kayla was mad as fuck in the car because like Will like came into the car with a Subway sandwich.
Hmm?
Was it that fight?
Yeah, but I don't know why she was upset about
Bro,
that.
Yeah, why-
okay,
why
see,
you upset about his
because
Subway?
for her, like she was doing his nutrition, so it's like she wanted. Like,
Oh,
it's
she
like,
was a
because
nutritionist.
fight day, like eat something nutritious to where like every macro is accounted for, hydration, all that. I feel like that's
Right.
where she was coming from, because she felt like maybe when you did that, she felt like she like fail a little bit as a nutritionist because
Yeah.
you had to go get a Subway sandwich.
But in my mind, I was like, hey, I've
At
been
least
on
I'm
a
eating.
4-month bender.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
haven't
so I'm
slept.
eating now.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I would have taken it like, bro, it's this mattress bread. I'm about to eat this shit.
But I mean, naturally, as a drug addict does, like, I didn't realize that was a bad thing. So I
Yeah.
continued to use and stuff for a while.
Fair.
But that was like, as far as fighting, that was a
was
bad
south?
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I know. Because I know a few people too that have taken. Yeah, when you're taking Adderall, bro, just I haven't taken any. I think I had some whenever I was studying in school, but yeah, when you're like in, bro, you don't want to eat anything. You don't want to do anything. I'm just like, bro,
You know what's
this
crazy?
shit
When I
is-
take it, I'm focused. I'm calm.
Yeah, that's well, because it.
The few times I've done it, like people like around me would like take it and like they're like going off the fucking walls.
Well,
I'm
you're
just-
supposed to zone in on whatever activity.
Yeah.
That you're, yeah.
Like it makes me like very calm.
Even if you're not working on anything at all.
Mhm. Like I'm
Really?
sitting there just like chilling. I'm thinking deeper into thoughts rather than just like bouncing from thoughts to thoughts.
Well, that's fair. That's why a lot of people, that's
Yeah.
why you give it for ADHD too, because it helps with that.
Yeah.
That's how
But-
it started for me. But
Yeah.
then it became, I wasn't taking it to study anymore. I was taking it to get high. And so
Yeah,
I'd be
to
talking to
be-
people
to
like,
be
yeah,
good."
I got to write this paper. And I'd buy a bunch of them and then I just wouldn't write the paper.
Just nothing.
Yeah, and I think that using marijuana on Adderall too makes you
Shit.
go a little psychotic.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you always fought in Oklahoma?
Yeah,
All your fights here? You feel like you ever branch out or like move
Oh.
somewhere else for it?
absolutely. I
Yeah.
would like to do that at some point.
It's just like
I
an
mean, I will.
opportunity thing, right?
Mm.
Right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could go somewhere else if I wanted to, but for now, it's easier to go here because I'm not getting paid right now.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and the people who are supporting me, like coaching me,
Yeah.
employing me, they're not getting paid either.
So, it's
So to
all
ask
just
them to go to
love.
Missouri or
yeah,
Texas
to
or
pull up
something.
with you is
I already feel like I'm asking so much of them. So
yeah, that's fair. Especially if they're helping you now too and everything. Fair enough. You're gonna ask them something.
No, I mean, I was gonna just follow up with like, we were talking about like moments of success. You remember your first jiu-jitsu tournament?
yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
You were there. He's a good friend. He showed up.
Yeah.
You remember that, or like in your first? I remember your first big one. I don't think I was able to be there, but your contact pictures, you like holding 2 medals.
I do remember
What
that. Yeah.
thing? What was it? Run me through this. What was the other?
IBJJF, yeah.
It
Was that the
was
second
It
one?
was like an AGF or some sort
Yeah.
of like grappling tournament.
Mm.
And I mean, I won, but like
It was-
that's the thing, man. Is something I struggle with. I'm trying to find the balance. Is like
yeah.
all I want to do is win, and then you win.
Okay, DJ Khaled.
Yeah, facts.
All I want to do is win.
But then you win and you don't feel satisfied.
You know, like
And it's like,
No
what are you
more.
really chasing?
yeah, like Fawn and I had this discussion before too. Like I have that issue too, to where like now I have to isolate the success as like more like a feeling rather than like a destination, because I've reached moments in life where I have reached like thing or achieved things that I wanted to do and I didn't feel successful, and it's been like a constant. It's just like, and I feel more successful in like everyday life than like I do in big moments. Like if I'm able to like be there for somebody, or like if like you said, like just getting gratitude or like being seen or being noticed or something like that, I feel successful in that sense, rather than graduating and like getting a diploma or the degree or something like that.
Yeah. Something that I worked on when I went to rehab was finding my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to change my purpose from just winning and having individual success to using my abilities to inspire others,
Yeah.
and like the adversity that I've been through, to let people know that whether it's fighting or whether it's not fighting, like you can come back from stuff if you keep pushing.
Yeah.
Because I know there's times where I definitely like wanted to give up and I didn't think that I could achieve anything. But
Fair.
now that I'm here and I'm not even where I want to be, I know that it's possible. And just knowing that it's possible gives me hope. And I want to give hope to others. So I've tried to change my purpose to that. And it's made me feel a little
It's
bit
made
better.
you feel really nice. I can imagine. Philosopher indeed. Man is a philosopher for real. But no, I can appreciate that. And I actually like that you mentioned that, because like you said, it's in everything. Because that's the same way. And I think it's once you've hit that point where like you've hit that little the crevice of the pit, that you're like, and you're coming out of it, you're like, okay, nah. There's people, like, you want to make sure you spread that there are, no matter what it is you're going through in life, there is a way out because of what you made it through. And for so many people, there's just either they don't have the means of hearing it. Like, I think we've talked about this before too, is like, luckily I had like some family to help me get out of certain tight situations. But I've also met people that they're in a space where I'm like, not to belittle, whatever they're going through, but I'm like, bro, if you can, if the outside of things that people have gone through in life, if I can make it out of certain situations and you're going through this, like, I know you can do it.
Right.
Like, I know you can do it, because at the end of the day, there's just so little of that, especially with the social media culture that we have now, where everything is just like, it's either you're all the way at the top, or if you're at the bottom, you're complaining about something, you want everyone else to complain with you. It's just like, bro, people need to hear more about the hope that there is when things aren't going the right way.
Right.
Just because, just that much. For my own little story, it's like whenever I was in med school, like, there was a rock bottom that I was hitting, and I was just like, bro, like, there's no way, fuck everything. Like, I'm thinking of other shit that I want to do with my life, and I'm just like, dog, I can't get through. And then it's like friends, family, everyone brings me up, and then now it's like things are better. I'm not where I want to be by any means. Like, there's still so much work to be done, but things are better. However, whenever I was like hitting rock bottom, I didn't have any social media. No one was really seeing or experiencing that except for my family and friends. And then now that things are better, everyone's like, oh man, life is just so good for you. And I'm like, bro.
Right.
I'm like, bro, it's because I
You're on
had
an island.
Yeah.
You're going to be a doctor soon.
bro, like everything
on paper, it looks
on
good.
paper,
Yeah.
and like on the social
Yeah.
medias and all that stuff, like it looks fine. But I'm just like, bro, it's like, you don't know the amount of hope and just care that I needed from certain people to be able to make it to where I am today.
Yeah.
Like without any of that I had, I would not be where I am today. And it's almost sad that people see a lot of, like, I feel like they just focus on this end product thing where it's just like, all right, there are people that have gotten there and I just want to get there and that's all it's going to be. And it's like, bro, nah, you need someone to tell you, really give you the light and the stories of like, bro, you're going to hit rock bottom, man. And the main thing is to keep pushing. Just like you said, like, keep pushing and get out, because
I like
shit
that
is
thing
scary.
that Jared told you. I've been saying it more too, like always forward.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I say that more often now too. But yeah, the struggle that I feel like we go through as people behind the
Mm-hmm.
curtain. People like you said, just want they like to see you get the praises, you get the
Yeah.
applause for what's in front of the curtain, what the what you see, you curate for people to see, and I feel like that's almost in a way like you're neglecting what is actually going on. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of us just don't have that care for ourselves enough to just be like our true self and like, yo, I'm struggling. I'm not. This is
Yeah.
not. It's
In that
not all
moment.
like. It's not
Yeah.
all roses around here, you know. So we for the sake of not wanting our friends or family to
Worry.
worry or like feel like we're a burden to them, or because man, you're in Barbados, you're struggling with med school. You tell your family all that. What could they do for you other than words,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right. Right.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I think accepting that we are all people, humans at the end of the day, and to neglect that human side of us, it's we're carrying around like a weight that we are not built to carry. Yeah.
Fair. 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 I can appreciate that, dude. So change gears a little bit.
Okay.
What do you feel like you'd be doing if it was not MMA, if it wasn't BJJ, combat sports, and like period? What do you feel like would be your other? What would you get into? Hypothetical.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably be dead or in jail.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've come to believe. Because I
Okay.
mean, I've almost been dead or in jail anyway.
A few times, anyways.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Do you think that traps you, like in how
Mm.
you think? Because now, like let's say like you become, like let's say like you want to take a break or something like that. You're like, if I take a break, I'm gonna be dead or in jail.
Mm.
Maybe,
Yeah.
perhaps. But one thing that's helped me, like with the purpose that we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
is that if I blew out both of my knees tomorrow, I could find another way to exact that purpose and to like give hope to
Give
others.
hope. Yeah.
And it's not just about winning and having individual success anymore. But I think before I was kind of trapped,
Yeah.
and that caused me to put a lot of pressure on myself,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and like it wasn't fun anymore,
Yeah.
and I wasn't treating myself like somebody that I loved, and
Mm.
just putting all kinds of weight on myself that I wasn't equipped to carry, and I didn't need to.
Fair. Fair. How do you feel like I guess in a way, your friends and family handled you going into combat sports? Were there in the beginning, early on, were there a lot of people telling you like, ooh, bro, this, not that it might not be for you, but just like even scared for you, like, yo, I don't want to see you getting hurt, my guy, or something like that? Like, how was it
Absolutely.
getting into it?
Nobody believed in me, which is this is okay, but I mean it's something I can kind of look back on and smile now.
Yeah.
But I remember something I really struggled with, because I was graduating high school and was going to college at OU and joined a fraternity and all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I was missing out on a lot of the parties or going to the bars because I was going to train. I was driving an
Yeah, I was
hour back to
working.
Oklahoma City
Yeah.
to train every night, and like I had
Working.
nothing to show for it. I wasn't very good. I had no fights. And so people would ask me what I'm doing, like what I wanted to do. And I was like, yeah, I'm in college, but like I kind of want to be a fighter.
Mm.
And like, oh, how long have you been doing that? It's like 4 months. And they're just kind of like, what?
Mm.
And that did really, really mess with my self-esteem for a
Can
long
imagine.
time.
Yeah.
But it was people like Lack and just people at the gym that made me believe. And I remember I told Lack, so like 2 months after I started training, we went to this fight. And Lack, of course, sneaks us up to the very front, even though we didn't have tickets for it. And we're sitting there and we're watching these two 125 guys fight for the title. And I looked at Lack and I was like, you give me a year, I could beat these guys.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked at me like, but I mean, it worked out.
Sheesh.
And I don't even really know if I believed it at the time, but I just kind of spoke it into existence.
I think
how it happens.
at the time, like when you told me that, it wasn't like I didn't believe in you as a person. It was more like I've heard that shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
from so many
fair.
fucking people that comes into the gym with an ego. Like, and it wasn't like I was shrugging you off. I was like, all right, let's see it. Then.
Yeah, you're just like waiting for
Yeah,
it. You're like, all
let's
right,
see
bro, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here for the day it comes.
But no, man, I always believed you. And that's why I stuck with you, right?
Or
But if I didn't, we wouldn't have trained together for that long.
Fair.
I mean, we started doing like I think we did our first Muay Thai class together, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Same
I
gym?
had started Muay Thai. Well, it wasn't my first. That wasn't my first class. But I did like a couple classes of Muay Thai like a month after, like a month or two around the time you were there. So I was like, yo, you should do Muay Thai. It's pretty fun.
Mm.
And then I remember Will being like, oh yeah, I did Taekwondo for a long time. I'm a black belt. I was like, oh, so you're gonna be flying through there. And like I remember the first time we spar, he was hitting me with these kicks that looked really good.
Oh, they
looked so good. Didn't hurt. Because he was hitting me with his toes, and I was like, and we were always taught to hit with our shin. Ooh, but like in Taekwondo, like new Taekwondo, where you're not doing like combat, it's like a point system.
Yeah,
it's like a point.
So you're just trying to like touch people.
Oh, I see.
But like he's touching the fuck out of me.
And so I would touch him, but he would
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, he used to chase me around the gym, and I would just go straight backwards, and we would go like 30 feet, and he
yo. Best swinger,
bro. I was like, he's the black belt. Like I'm not holding back.
You're pulling out the tricks.
No, but nah, man. Will progress so quick, and I think it blew so many people's mind.
Yeah.
Like I think you have a natural talent. You have a natural talent for grappling. Maybe wrestling wasn't your thing, but like your talent for grappling is like. I don't know if you remember how fast you pick up, or like if you can gauge how fast you pick things up versus how like new people pick things up. But I remember like 6 months after he trained, he was hanging out with like blue belts for sure. Like, and people are that much bigger than him too, to where like Derek told me it was like Will's gonna be a problem one day.
Dang.
Yeah, well, Derek and fuck the dude that used to date Kayla. Shit.
Oh, Landon?
Yeah. Landon was like, yeah, keep an eye on Will. I was like, yeah, bro.
Dang, that's sick. For the people that don't know, what is like the intricates as far as the difference between grappling and then just BJJ rolling and stuff?
It's not entirely different. Like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the goal is to submit your opponent. And so it's a form of grappling. And grappling.
Wrestling. I meant to say.
Oh, wrestling and Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
Wrestling kind of ends at takedowns.
Wrestling is more about control.
Pins. Yeah.
And so, like, the way you win a wrestling match is you pin someone. So you stick both their shoulder blades to the mat. The way you win a jiu-jitsu match is you submit someone. So you get them in a joint lock or a choke.
Any kind of submission, yeah.
Or points.
Yeah. So they both feed into each other, but you kind of have to be aware of the differences. To use, like, I was able to use wrestling to my advantage in jiu-jitsu, but it took time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wish more jiu-jitsu gyms would put more emphasis on wrestling early on.
It's getting better.
Yeah, because we always start sitting. You remember that shit?
Yeah. I stand up now.
Yeah,
I just stand up.
Yeah. We used to always start sitting, to where like if someone stood up, I'm like,
I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
All right, what are we doing? You know, because we're not really taught takedowns.
Yeah. We try and do some takedowns now.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like at American Elite, I think towards the end they did like Takedown Tuesday or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Bro, but then then it was takedowns for 30 minutes and then you're rolling for like the next 30. It's like once a week, and when you roll, no one's fucking standing up anyway. So
that's what I was gonna say. It sounds like you might as well. It sounds like you had the upper hand with the wrestling going into it, because it's like you're already mastering how to pin someone down, and then now you're just adding all the other skills of submission into it, whereas all the joint stuff. Then I feel like you have the upper hand.
Yeah.
And learning all of them from scratch, but that's fair. How do you feel getting back into like the social aspect of it? I want to know what like that. How do you feel like that'll change going into the future? Do you feel like, because whenever the man keeps on getting these dubs, do you feel like it'll really change the circle as far as the people that you're with now? Or maybe whenever, I don't know how your situation with like relationships are and you fighting, like how do you feel like those things will impact you as far as you're going along with this?
You know, it's been a weird journey, because I was so self-conscious when I first started. And like we talked about, I was like searching for that validation from other people because I couldn't validate myself. And then what happened is I won my first fight, you win a fight, you post a picture on Instagram, and now everyone's like, oh, you're the man.
Oh, you've been fighting.
And I'm like, wait.
Like you're actually
I
fighting
am the
and
man.
winning.
And then I start slacking off, doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. And all of a sudden, I'm not the man anymore. Like, it happens pretty fast. And the truth is, I never was the man. I just, didn't understand that the journey has highs and lows. And I got to that high, and I thought I would just stay on that peak forever. But I had really accomplished nothing in the big scheme of things. I just won one fight. So what I'm doing now is just trying to...
No, wait. We're going to dash that. Because you said you accomplished nothing winning one fight. It took you so much effort, time, and energy, so much growth and progression to even be able to accept that fight. And
to get to the point,
Yeah, and I feel like you're letting the character that you were, like the guy that you were at the time, overshadows the accomplishment that you had, and that's the mentality that we're trying to get out of. Yeah,
fair.
Like you're
I'm with that.
How many people on earth has fought the way you has one fight under the belt?
Yeah, one fight under the belt, a W in that matter.
You know what I mean?
Even if it wasn't a W, still
That's true.
You're the man. You always been the man, and I hope that you will always feel that way, even if you hit the lows. Because the man is not represented by what you by wins or loses, like wins or losses. There is you. How you carry yourself outside the gym too.
That's definitely true. I just when I say I haven't accomplished anything, I mean as to where I want to go.
fair.
Like, I want to be a really good professional. So in the big scheme of things, in that career, it's not that big of an accomplishment. It might just be like getting through the first phase of medical school.
Fair.
It is a big accomplishment. You worked really hard for it.
Yeah.
But when you're a surgeon 10 years from now, you're like, oh, that wasn't that big of a deal.
Then you'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
And it helps feed your hunger too, because you're like, you don't want to start carrying this, badge of success. But I agree with what Lax says. Definitely not just with in terms of saying like, you haven't accomplished anything or no success or whatever, but it's like definitely just to get there, was definitely the thing. But okay. So you open talking about relationships and stuff, going through the journey. How was that for you? How was it? Because I imagine like whenever you watch the movies and it's like, oh, but the fighter, like you're still, like you said before, whenever you're still OU and you're like trying to fight, but you just started this thing and everyone's like, oh, 2 months in, this kid's saying he's trying to fight. Who the fuck do you think he is? And then now you're actually catching dubs. You're catching bodies. It's like, that has to have some influence. Were you in any relationship going into it? Did it change while you were there? How do you feel like it would have changed in the future?
I was in a relationship leading up to and for my first fight.
Okay.
And it worked okay, but a big thing I made it clear from the very beginning was like, I'm going to train. Like, that's always going to come first.
Yeah.
But what happened is, unbeknownst to me, training was first and then drugs was second. Right? And eventually drugs became first for a period of time. But that kind of messed everything up because I could train and do drugs, but I couldn't train, do drugs, and have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And so I ended up breaking up with that girl a couple weeks after the first fight. It was the right decision, but now I'm in a relationship. It seems a little bit more healthy.
Okay.
Because, I'm sober now, so I don't mess around.
So now this is actually just train and then healthy relationship.
How was how was the attention after your first fight from girls? Did it change?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was awesome at the time, but looking back on it, it was terrible.
Wait. Terrible in what sense?
It was awesome at the time.
Man was getting too much. It's crazy.
He's like,
that was terrible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it just wasn't. It wasn't good for me. It was good for me because I was able to experience and learn that women or men, but like attention is fickle.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that at the time, like I said. And so I got up here and I thought I'd be there forever. And so all these people are giving me attention and it kind of gave me an inflated ego because for so long I had such little self-esteem and it felt like nothing. And then instantly I felt like I was like a big deal because all that I was basing myself on was other people's validation.
Right. And it's a spectator sport. It's like,
right.
So
yeah.
That makes sense.
And so when I got that validation, I thought I made it. I thought that was all I ever needed. But really, it's nothing.
Okay. So, but healthy relationship now, she's holding the pads?
She's not holding the pads. We're not going to be doing that.
She's not about it. I was gonna say, do you feel like it will ever like integrate to the point where like she could just it'd be one of those things where she's even like your manager and stuff like that?
Like, would you encourage her to start training?
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
I think that's her choice. But as far as, I mean, I would maybe encourage anybody to start training.
Yeah.
But as far as being involved in my career, no.
You don't know. Just keep it separate.
Yeah,
she'll be there
that's
for the
not
support.
a good. You know, people are getting hurt. It's very emotional. And when you have a relationship, whether it's like between a coach and a fighter or a manager and a fighter, it's just not good. I've seen it not work out too many times.
Oh God, bro.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, you never really think about it, but because oftentimes I feel like people ideally are like, oh, well, I just have my significant other. They can help me run this whole thing because this is about to be, you know, I'm branding myself, so we can brand together. But
I feel like it works for some people, but like more often than not, it's
a
too,
tricky game.
Like Will said, it's like it's a tricky game, and like it's a high emotion sport. Yeah, and it's like it's very dynamic. Like you're gonna have a lot of ups and downs because it's so competitive that like the grind up is already itself so much.
Yeah, and I want her to grow as an individual as well. I don't want her to use energy that she could spend
on
doing things for herself on me necessarily.
Okay.
I don't think that's fair.
Thoughtful guy. What a guy. Gonna be a husband of the year and fighter of the year.
Maybe one day.
Crazy. Nah, that's cool. Oh, speaking of husband of the year, kids? You ever want kids? Or?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna train all the men to be fighters? All the little
100%.
Everybody's gonna be throwing hands, yo. The house is gonna be dangerous
until they're 18. While they're still living with Will, they're gonna be holding pads.
They're gonna be holding. Yeah, they'll be holding
pads with each other.
Everybody's gonna be holding.
Will's
pads
just gonna be sitting in the corner with a cigar. Yeah, just like watching.
Nah, that'll be sick. Actually, okay, that's cool. All right, so it's about that time of the episode, guys. We're gonna take the pace. Something that we've been doing quite a bit recently. Let us know in the comments if you're liking it and enjoying it. We have some lovely cards here. Our boy Will's gonna read them out, but Lac's gonna give you the breakdown if you haven't watched the episodes before.
Yeah, so this segment's we're gonna do some cards from the company called Bold, and the cards come in 3 different categories: perception, reflection, and connection. We only do the perception and reflection one, but the cards usually ask some pretty deep questions, and then we answer them, and just give our perspective on some things.
Yeah, just give us some insight. So
I'm gonna flip this over.
So whichever ones you want to read first. Yeah. So normally they have 2 questions. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But you're gonna read the questions out. You'll answer them. Then all of us will just go answer after that. Yeah. And so that's the reflection card. Yes. So go ahead.
Which community that you have been a part of did you identify with most, and why?
Oh, that's perfect.
I know, right? It's so funny how
this is not planned. This card. What's funny was this card was supposed to be used yesterday.
Oh, that's one that
I pulled down and put it back.
Yeah, and we didn't read it, so it's funny how it always lines up with
right
whoever we're talking to in the topic. But yeah, so one more time.
Which community that you have been a part of did you identify with most, and why?
Okay, solid. All right, do you want to go for you?
I can go first.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, this is a pretty cliche answer, but I would definitely say fighters, just because.
Yeah.
A lot of us have been through a lot of fucked up stuff, and we're all trying. At least most of us are trying to find a way to make it better, and sometimes fighting is the only way that we can stay out of those bad situations, at least for a period of time. And so I can really relate to a lot of fighters just because of some of the stuff we've dealt with in the past.
Okay. Do you feel like that's so from what you're saying, it sounds like that's kind of a common background that a lot of fighters do have?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to go through some sort of adversity to want to get hit in the face. You know?
To want to get beat up and then to want to also give that to other people.
Yeah.
To dish it out. Okay. Oh, that's a solid answer. Straight to the point. I like that. Which community do I relate to the most? Identify with? For me, it'll be cliche answer as well. It'll be the African community. I mean, just because that's where. Granted, we're talking earlier. I was mentioning earlier, like I was born here and everything, and then I went back when I was little, and I have lived back and forth. I would say like 50-50 of my life, and so in actuality, I feel like I can identify with whichever community, whether it's the African American community here or like the African community from Cameroon. But with as far as identify the most, just because of my upbringing and my parents as well, I think as the African community, just so the roots, and I think Doe had said this before, but like African roots spanned like decades and centuries, fairly new here as far as like, you know, the African American history here. So there's not as many things that I feel like I'm connected with. Even while I was here, I told this story before, but like I never even felt as welcomed in like the black community here.
Yeah.
Man, people were
African booty scratching.
yeah, people were hating
crazy.
on me from like it was a very weird dynamic where even going to school here, I was mentioning in another episode where people were just hating on me for the way I dressed, and it wasn't even just Latinos or white people. It was like black people were like, bro, why aren't you wearing like slides and socks and sweatpants all the time? And I'm like, bro, I don't want to because I'm in class and I'd rather just wear some pants and a shirt, right? Because that's what my parents always were like, yo, get ready for school, like wear proper clothes and go out. You're not going to your fucking living room, whatever the case may be or something like that. So I just never even felt welcome to begin with. But on top of that, the African community is just from the food to the language to the culture, the tribalism, the way everything is sort of cared for as a community. Like when they say it takes a village to raise someone, like Black knows I call everyone my cousin and I call everyone my aunt and uncle, just because it's like we don't even get into, granted we do need to make a family tree so we know the fucking difference, but it doesn't even, the lines are blurred just because of the amount of love that each of them give. And I'm just like, I'm so appreciative for that. So for me, it'll be the African community, I would say.
Yeah, I think your family does such a good job too of keeping that alive, like keeping it lively. Because like some people don't have that village, you know.
Yeah.
And like, or the village is a lot smaller. You know what I mean? So, but it's every event you guys throw or every event that I see you guys participating in, it's always huge and it's lavish to a point where it's like you're celebrating your culture and yourselves. Yeah.
Definitely, we need this man to pull up, man. You gotta try some.
I would really like.
You gotta
Dude,
try
every
some
time,
African food. You gotta get you into music, everything.
I've asked him to introduce me to his African friends.
Yeah?
multiple times.
So many times. Every time I post, he's always like, "You gotta introduce me to your friends." I gotta meet your friends.
bro.
Nah,
you
bro.
have to pull up, man.
Yeah. Hey, you heard it from the man
You
himself.
gotta
So next
pull up,
event,
bro.
you pull
Next
up.
event, yeah. But okay, what would you say, Toes? What was the question one more time?
Which community that you have been a part of did you identify with most and why?
Man, I wish so bad I can just say like I am Vietnamese and I want to say like I identify with like the Vietnamese people a lot, which I do, and like that's my roots, that's where I came from. But at the end of the day, like I moved away for so long to where like when I'm back I feel like a tourist. I feel like I don't belong here, and I know I belong in Vietnam, but I don't feel like I am there yet, if that makes sense. Like, I feel deracinated while I'm here, but when I'm back in Vietnam, I'm like, everything is new. Everything's brand new. Even though, like, I feel, like, more at home, it's hard for me to identify with, like, the brand new culture that I didn't, like, grow up with. Because I moved away when I was 10. So I'm only, the extent of my knowledge of the culture or, like, the society stops at 10 years old in 3rd grade. And sometimes I'm like, and even, like, it hits me now, too. I'm like, some words I didn't even learn how to write because like it wasn't even the 3rd grade like language. And my parents are like, you don't know how to write that? I'm like, I was never taught.
I didn't.
Yeah, for the longest time I'm like, yeah, why don't I know how to write that? I really just learned English too much, and I just like forgot Vietnamese. But it wasn't that. It was just I wasn't taught. So hopefully one day I'm able to like say like I identify with the Vietnam culture. I can't say it now, but it just wouldn't feel wholeheartedly true. The community that I feel like I have found here, no matter what new hobby I pick up, no matter what I'm doing, or no matter like what I'm doing, like no matter where I'm going in life, I feel like I always kind of circle back around, is probably the MMA community. Like people I meet at the gym have made such a big impact on my life, and I know I'm not training like as much as I want to or used to be. I still think about it every day, and like it's in people that some of my closest friends or people that I can certainly say like, oh, this is my friend for life, has been from the MMA community.
Oh, lovely.
Just because like it's I think it why it hits me harder is just like kind of what you said earlier, like watching people struggle, grind up, and just overcome things that they didn't think they could overcome, or like pushing themselves to a limit like they didn't think they had before. It inspires me too. It motivates me. And a little backstory, like I have very bad shoulder problems to where it was dislocating weekly,
Almost daily.
almost
Really?
daily,
Yeah.
to where
Damn.
like I couldn't put on a shirt without it popping
Shoulder
out.
just falling out.
Bro, it was so bad. But seeing how like Will was just so eager to learn, eager to like do anything like that he's taught, like literally a sponge. I'm like, if I almost felt like if I just stopped going, if I came back, he would beat my ass. So I was like, and that happened. That's exactly what happened, you know?
Yeah.
But now that my shoulder's like more healed and it hasn't popped out, I can swim again. I can throw a ball. Like it makes me want to go back. And it's not, and I say this all the time, like the training is fun, the training is cool, and I love being there. I don't have the same ambition and drive as you to like be the greatest at this sport or whatever. I'm there for the people. I'm there because like however bad my day is, if I go and I have a decent training session, or if I just like work hard enough while I'm there, the drive home, I'm all sweaty. I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I look like I just got caught in the rain, but it feels like I reached into a reserve that I didn't have like at the beginning of the day. So it's taught me a lot about like perseverance and the ability to push myself. I wish I would have just done it sooner. I wish that I got introduced into my life sooner so that I could have applied the principles I learned to things that I've gone through. Maybe it would have made those things a lot easier. I would have hurt less people. I would have held myself to a higher standard and loved myself more if I had just done this sooner. But it just never even crossed my
You would
mind.
have been hurting more people in MMA.
No.
Hurting a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's love. The fighters community, shit. I told Lack, I was like, bro, let me know, man. Let me come hold some pads, bro.
Bro,
Let's start.
he wants to get into boxing.
I want to do boxing. If I
Yeah.
were to do a combat sport, it'd just be boxing. I kind of, what's it called?
You watched Creed too many
Muay
times.
Thai. I know, right? Yeah, Michael
B.
B is
Jordan.
my guy. But Muay Thai was one of the ones that one of my guys is like, bro, you should do Muay Thai. I'm like, I don't know yet, dog. I'll do boxing and we'll see as far as the start. But we'll see. I don't even know when I'll find the time to get in. But I have to. I have to. Sick. All right. So is there there's a second question.
What do you disapprove of most about the government?
That's a crazy switch.
What?
Yeah.
Usually they relate, but like I feel like the last two cards, it
has
has been
no
switch.
disapprove about the government. All right, I'm not very political. If you're political, give us your standpoint. Say what you want to say. Y'all can come for him in the comments if you want. We need more comments anyways. But just go ahead.
I would just say, I'm not gonna get all political, but one thing I would like to see. I don't even know if it's necessarily a government thing, but I think. So your family's from Cameroon.
Yeah.
Your family's from Vietnam, but we're all here, and we're all Americans. And I think just because we're unique in some ways, because of like some cultural tendencies that you guys might have from where you're from, that doesn't mean we're different. Because we're all here, pursuing a better life for our families. And I wish that was more in the limelight.
Like more, yeah. Okay. I can appreciate that. Yeah, that was more. Because it is, in a way, I mean, again, not to just get political, it is in a way just like, all right, well, everyone, if you're, what's it called? Not that if you're not a citizen, but just the strive that a lot of families go through to just make ends meet is just, in some aspects, shunned upon. But again, we're not going to get political. But I do like that. I like that take. Anything you want to add to what do you disapprove of the government?
No, I mean, I do feel like sometimes some things that are like imposed upon us has a lot of like, because of how our system works. It has a lot of almost like personal agendas behind it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I'm not the type to like want to do what other people just want to just like push onto me because it benefits them. It doesn't really benefit me. So I mean, I'm not like a very political person, honestly. Like I thought I would be as I got older, but like as I got older, I was like, it just doesn't even fucking matter. Like I have too much shit in my own life that I need to work on. That like the political shit can wait until later on. Like I'm not gonna let it affect me to the point where like I'm gonna get worked up over it.
Yeah, and people always do say to that point that you made that they try to make that much. Sure, it carries some weight, but they always try to say like, oh, but everything the government does affects you in some way. Like whatever this, and this. That's why the taxes go up, and that's why now you're buying milk for this much, and that's why your kid can't drink milk. And I was like, guys,
oh yeah, I hate how our taxes work. Low key. I'll be honest.
Uncle Sam.
Like maybe that's the only other. Like, I'll happily pay taxes because I love this country and I love being here, and I think if it's just in case they want, yeah. But you know, it's just crazy to me. Like, let's say you buy that lamp. Right, you're paying taxes on it. Whoever makes that, and then you paying taxes at the end of the year. Whoever makes that, you bought that lamp from, has to pay taxes on that shit too. So it's like tax on tax, and like it's the more it's just endless. And but like I'm happily paying it. You know what I mean? Shit.
Fair enough. Nothing to add from my end, so we can go to the
Next
perceptions card. Yeah, boy, Will, give us the breakdown.
How old would you think I was if you didn't know my age?
Oh shit!
So am I asking you guys that? I don't.
Yeah.
I guess we'll answer it for you. Yeah.
And then we can all just answer for each other.
Bro, I mean, since you grew that beard, because when I first met you,
no beard.
I thought you were 14.
Bro, no beard would be crazy.
I thought you were 4.
Right
I'll
now.
pull up a picture to show you.
No beard, no tattoos.
Bro,
Yeah.
I found an old video of us sparring. That shit was cracking me up.
Was I whooping that ass?
Bro, I thought it was pretty even. Even, but. If I back then I'd be like, yeah, this man's 13, 14, because like you were very small, because because of the malnourished things, and you just didn't have like facial hair, and then the lack of tats. But now, if I look, I would think you're like 24, 25, just because your face is still like kind of young.
Yeah, I would say 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no facial hair. I would say like 21, bro. I would say 21 or 20. No facial hair would be nuts.
No,
the facial hair is clean. I'll say 25.
Okay, I'm 23. I mean, that's pretty close.
Okay. That's solid. That's solid. What about us? How old do you think I am? I guess, and then Lack if you saw him for the first time, or I guess when you did.
I would say you're 27.
Yeah.
And then Lack, when I first met Lack, I thought he was like 18. But
I didn't have facial hair.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say even now though,
longer.
the facial hair is a lot more than what you keep normally.
Yeah, just because I feel like it fits me better.
Yeah. Like I'm with it.
And like my mom's always joking around because like no one in my family has facial hair, so like, she's like, I don't know where you got that from. Literally.
Dang,
but I'll take it.
Are you 27?
Yeah.
I'm 37 too, yeah.
Okay.
So I was right on the dot.
Yeah.
Man is on it. And then when I first met you, I don't think you had facial hair either.
Yeah.
But I think I just sort of resonated that we were the same age.
Because we met through a mutual.
We met through a mutual friend, and I was just like, oh, we're all like the same age. We liked all the same shit. It wasn't even just from your appearance. If I had to go based off of your appearance, I would have still guessed the same thing. I think it was like 22 or something, or however long ago that was.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's an interesting one.
The next one's kind of the same. It says,
really,
how old would you think you were if you didn't know your age?
That's kind of nuts. What do you mean?
Yeah, I would think I'm 30 something.
You would think you're 30 something?
I would think I'm 30 something. Sometimes you remember, like, because my hair wasn't like this, like, a few months ago.
Yeah,
my hair was like, it was swooped over, and I just look so old, like, with that hairstyle, I feel like. So, but,
oh, you did have the fucking, the fucking North Korea,
like 9 to 5 fucking office.
North Korea wearing a suit, but you're 12 years old, kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Funny. How old would you think you were?
Probably like 16. You know, they say that once you start getting addicted to drugs, you stop maturing until your addiction stops. And so I got into it when I was about 15. And so
I see what you're saying.
I've learned things and I've grown older, but like emotionally, I still feel like I'm kind of a 16 or a 17-year-old just because there was such a long period of my life that I wasn't in tune with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. That adds up.
I feel like you throw away a lot of years doing that.
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years was it ballpark?
Let's see, 7.
7.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
That's fair.
That
That's fair. That's fair.
that's a long. Cause I mean, those are, and that's like while you're in school too.
Yeah.
But
So
that's,
it's
I feel,
so like that's so dynamic.
While I was enrolled in school.
Yeah.
Was I going
yeah.
to class? Not necessarily.
I was gonna say, and then around that age too, that's usually when I imagine like all the other fighters as well. I mean, you could tell us, but that's when they probably fell into some shit too, and we're like, yo, I need to get out of this.
Yeah, everyone's different, but
Yeah.
some
Okay.
people for sure.
I think just because of the maturity and puberty thing and school from high school to college, like that's usually a very dynamic time for anybody, but for some people it would be different. I would think I'm like fucking, yeah, 31, 32. I would just feel like I'm old and shit because I don't. When I'm having fun and laughing and shit, then everything is cool. But other than that, I just feel like I'm just so calm and not doing too much to where if I saw myself, I'd be like, who's this old guy just fucking boring as hell type of shit.
Yeah.
And I would just say like 31, 32.
Okay.
Fair. Okay, cards are interesting today.
Yeah, they're a little,
Yeah.
I feel like they're more lighthearted, but like kind of way
Yeah.
too switch from what they
it's
used to be.
Definitely
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. So those are our cards. Again, let us know how you guys are
Yeah.
liking those. I'm still enjoying them, by the way. They're really fun. We usually, again, do 2 of the cards, at least today, just because,
Yeah.
of course, lovely guest. And then if you guys want to watch more,
Yeah.
if we're not doing one card, we usually do one perception, one reflection. Like and I read the other. We go back and forth with the questions.
Mm-hmm.
But redirecting it back to the boy, what would you say? Any project or initiatives you're currently working on? You'd like to highlight? Anything you'd like to get into?
Not necessarily that I'm working on, but something I'm passionate about is called the Come Up Foundation, and it's
Foundation. Okay.
in Oklahoma City, and it's just allowing underserved youth to train martial arts for free.
Wow.
Oh,
And
that's sick.
That's definitely something that I could have used when I was younger.
Yeah.
And so Emmanuel Rivera, he's running it.
Oh, E-Man.
Yeah, he does a really great job,
Shit.
and they're doing a lot of great stuff. So I think it's really important.
What was it one more time?
The Come Up Foundation.
The Come Up Foundation.
Drop that in there.
Yeah, we'll drop the IG page on.
Yeah.
Post like a
The
screenshot
Come Up
of it.
Foundation.
Yeah, but that's. So what was his reasoning for starting it?
Yeah.
Or like the reason
I
behind it?
think, I don't want to speak for him, but I think it's because he's kind of like me in that
Yeah.
he knows he could have used it when he was younger.
Yeah.
Because martial arts is, well, I say I'd be dead or in jail if I didn't have it. I don't know if that's true, but it definitely put my life on a straighter path
It's an
and gave me
impact.
something to strive for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good because like redirecting that violence in that community, not redirect, but like I feel like a lot of youth are not guided or like maybe having them have like some kind of structure in their life and potentially like I mean like kind of like what I said earlier. I wish I was introduced to the martial arts like a lot sooner. That way I can apply it to other parts in life, and man, that's so amazing. Honestly,
Yeah, honestly, that's actually,
Yeah.
and just like you mentioned, that gives such a, what's it called? It's like it's such a gateway because from what you mentioned before, at least, going off of the cards, how you were saying that the fighting community, the MMA community is really what, like you resonate at least with that community so much. I can imagine that for a lot of people out there that are completely blindsided to what it might have to offer, like just having that gateway of it's a free training, like anybody, as far as like under, you said teens, right? Yeah, as far as like teens coming in, and just mentioning now that, usually between high school and college, like that's when people are trying to find their space. Like just having that as another option to go into and find yourself, I feel like would be super helpful. Shout out to the Come Up Foundation.
Yeah.
Holy, oh, that's really cool. Do you feel like, is this just an Oklahoma thing? Are they branching out? What's the...
For now, it's just Oklahoma thing. I know
Yeah.
they got in Oklahoma City public schools, and so they're
Okay.
going to be able to do that this year and teach kids, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it branches out, but I mean, as many people as they can help.
as they can get to?
Yeah.
Where are they like what gym are they at?
I think now they're going to start going to schools, but they just use different venues around the city.
Gotcha.
Oh, that would be really sick.
That's cool, man. That'd be cool if like I know like most like public schools. The one I went to, at least Santa Fe, had like a weight training program and stuff. Like if they have like a martial art program, I think that'd be really sick, like really really cool. Just 'cause not everyone wants to lift weights. You know? Like,
I know, right? Now everybody's trying to fucking bulk up and shit.
yeah.
And it's also like, I feel like MMA outside of that, also the skill set too is more applicable and usable. It's just tossing weights up.
Yeah, right.
How often are you gonna become? How often do a lot of those people go off to be professional weight trainers?
Yeah.
But there's so many ways you can apply MMA or combat sports.
Yeah.
You can find your realm that you like, and then you just dive into it.
As long as it's used correctly. Those bathroom fights be crazy, bro.
Those bathroom fights be nuts. Everyone is trained.
That's what I'm saying,
Everyone
bro.
is trained.
Right?
Nah.
Think about that. Yo, what? Motherfucker pulling up like Rock Lee, taking weights off their ankles.
I'm saying
What
that
are we talking about?
Actually, be nuts, bro.
Nah, you see a motherfucker like with the Muay Thai just like popping one leg up in the bathroom, and you're like, what the hell? Is he part of the Come Up Foundation program?
Shout out to them. Instead of World Star, they have like the Come Up Foundation logo on the side. It's like shout out to fucking Come Up Foundation for these combos.
Yeah, but
Yo, for these combinations.
I introduced you to the Combo Foundation.
Combo Foundation.
Man.
Oh, that'd be crazy. At least we'll have the best fighting kids.
God.
Go to any university.
We need that because America about to go to war. So shit.
Nah,
not to get political again.
I know, right? Political.
You gotta pay extra taxes this year, bro. Is what it's looking like. Shit.
Nah, that's crazy. But yeah, just getting into the last few things. Anything that you want to give as far as advice? I feel like you've given us so many gems.
Yeah.
I wasn't kidding when you said.
Do you really mean that?
No,
bro.
genuinely.
Bro, the shit that you've been saying, I'm like,
even before we turned the mic on, like the camera on, I was like, yo, let's cut. Let's hold a pause.
Talking, bro,
pause
because we need some.
Let me turn that shit on.
Man, the philosophical side of Will is just like,
that's crazy.
He just got so many gems. I don't know, maybe what's it called? I don't know. Do you feel like, and we've kind of talked about this before, but I do want to get into the advice that you have to give, even though you've given so much. But do you feel like there's anyone directly to you now that you kind of are a mentor for, or in a way like feel like you're kind of like hoping to shape their future? Because I think, as I mentioned before, I have so many like older siblings growing up that sort of like guided me, and just the community aspect of everything. And there are people now in my life that I see that I'm like, all right, bet I'm hoping that I can be that figure for them. And in some sort of way, I'm trying to at least be present for that. Is there anyone there for you that's like that, where it's like you're trying to show them a route that's like, hey, these are my struggles that I've gone through. This is the stuff I've done with. Don't do the mistakes I did, whatever those mistakes may be. And like, I'm hoping it turns out best for you. Anybody like that for you right now?
There's definitely some younger kids at the gym.
Okay.
That I try and help out when I can.
Sick.
It's weird because I'm not really it's something I need to work on, but I'm not necessarily comfortable with people looking up to me because I know myself more than anybody, and I know things I've done. But it's something I'm gonna have to get used to, and so it actually does inspire me, like, to be a better person.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that in itself. You see, that in itself is another gem. Like, knowing yourself and knowing, like, yo, and I can also relate with that because I'm like, I'm trying my best to be present for this person, to grow up and have someone hopefully to look up to. But that just means I have to check myself 10 times over because I have so many of my own flaws, and there's so many things that are like, do as I say, don't do as I do, because I'm just fucked up in my own way. But it pushes me to also be that better person, to at least like, all right, I can feel some relief presenting some of this information, knowing I'm not just a fraud in myself. And just because we all, at least I can speak for myself, but I've just had so much of my own shit that's not, it's not pretty and is not happy. Right. And if I was a younger kid looking at my disappointments, I'd be like, oh, look at this fucking guy trying to tell me this shit. But it's definitely a learning curve to try and be comfortable to like help navigate someone through that. So that's great. Advice. What advice would you be given, speaking on to that?
Advice. I mean, I don't necessarily know. Things that I've learned, I guess, that it's not stuff where it's like, I know this is how it is. These are things that I try and tell myself as I navigate through my daily life. But something I try and remember is that everyone is responsible for their own healing and their own growth. And so it doesn't mean you can't help people or you can't be there for people. But if someone doesn't want to help themselves and you put emotional weight into their journey, you're just going to end disappointed. And so I think it's important to build yourself up so that you can be a light to others, but not necessarily take it out on yourself if you can't build others up. Because at the end of the day, that's their choice. And I know there's been times where I've chosen to not listen to advice I've been given and not build myself up. And I would feel horrible now if the people who were giving me that advice felt responsible for it.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice that you wish you would have taken?
Don't do drugs.
Fair.
Yeah.
At least not a lot of. At least not a lot of it.
Yeah.
At least not for some of you.
Yeah, but like during one of the prep questions, we I asked like who was like someone that's really impactful in your life and that influenced you the most, and you said,
I don't think he wants me to say his name if I know anything about this man, but he's basically my coach. He's mentored me throughout my career, and he's done so much for me. I can't even explain how much he's done for me.
Yeah.
And without him, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I'm so grateful.
Oh man.
And it's almost unfair to him, I feel like, because when I feel like there are certain times that he needed people that were his coaches, they weren't there for him.
Ooh,
and I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like if that happened to me, I would be like, whoever's under me, I'd never want them to feel like that.
Yeah.
So he works really hard. He works really hard, and he also pushes you really hard too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good lesson, just in general, is if someone does you wrong or something bad happens, you can choose to be bitter about it, and you can choose to hang on to it, or you can choose to make sure that doesn't happen to others in your life.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And I think I can't remember what episode, but we had talked about that as well. It's like just some of the things you've gone through, man. It's just like experiencing it already. I can't remember if it was in terms of just like our social aspect and like how we just in a way we're just not that we weren't accepted by the people we're around, but having to grow up in a society and feel like super lonely. It's like we go out of our way at least to try, and which obviously it's still, at least for me, I still need a lot of work, but I try to like be very I try to involve as many people as I can, like in whatever social settings it may be. Like just it's hard to have that, to understand the feeling of being lonely or discriminated against or just out of the loop, out of the circle, no friends kind of thing, and then going out in an environment, seeing someone else kind of struggle from the same thing. It's like you just want to do everything in your power that you can, which I would like to hope and imagine that maybe I've been that person for someone, but I think we've all kind of gone through something like that where it's like you just to show that you care, because at one point someone might have failed you and it's not to their own fault, because everyone has their own thing going on, and you never know what someone's going through, but to take that and turn around and like really show that you want to be present for the next person is truly gem. So that's really nice that he could have been that guy for you.
Yeah.
It's super nice.
Yeah, man. I remember after your first fight, he like didn't want to show it too much, but
proud?
Man, I was crying.
Yay.
Oh yeah, he's not
I don't care.
He's not gonna want to hear that.
I'm not coming back to the gym anytime soon, so he have to come see me.
And it was tearing up, eh?
No,
proud.
Not in the. He went to his car.
Yeah.
He went to his car and came back,
man.
and I was like, I mean, I cried too, but I'm just gonna cry. I don't have a car to go back to.
Embrace all of it. Fair.
Yeah, so,
Embrace
but yeah,
it.
nah.
The movie scene, it's raining and shit, and he's just proud, just hitting the steering wheel like my man did it.
No, man, he invests in people. He invests a lot in people.
That's good.
What I fucking hate about him though.
Damn.
Why? His hair does not move when he's training.
His
hair is perfect. The whole fucking time, whether he's rolling around,
hair or like,
dude, no hairspray, no hair product.
Oh,
nothing.
man, just looking good. What's wrong with that,
bro? We gonna throw a picture up since he don't want to be mentioned.
Why the hair game is on 100? Why you?
Yeah.
No,
Nah, I'm
that's
just
cool.
kidding. I'm just.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
He knows I'm joking.
Nah, we love
I
that.
hope so.
I hope so too, because he can fight and he has a gun.
And he has a gun.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. The boy Will left us with some gems. Left us with some gems for the listeners.
Yeah.
Anything you're uncomfortable talking with, or you just
I don't think so.
Yeah.
no? Okay. Cool.
What's next, man?
What's next? Well, you give us the plugs, man. What's
Outside,
next? When's the next fight? Where can we
yeah.
find you? Like, what are you trying to drop off so that people can find you?
My Instagram is just William Hurley, something like that.
We'll throw it up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can throw it up there. I don't know when my next fight's gonna be. I'm looking to get one more in by the end of the year. I've had
Okay.
3 this year, so
3 are.
yeah.
Am I bugging or is that a lot?
Depends how bad you get hurt.
It's no.
Dang.
He wasn't getting hurt, so
Yeah, so man's is just, that's why I'm like, man's just fighting back to back. 3
Yeah.
already. It's only
Yeah.
halfway through the year.
no.
Sick. We
But
love that.
What's next outside of fighting?
Outside of fighting too.
I'm gonna become a paramedic. I actually just
Oh.
applied to EMT school, so
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
That's something I'm
shout
excited
out
about.
to that.
Okay.
Love to hear it. Hey, man, he's gonna break the bones and repair them. Next thing he's like, yo, meet me out. He's like, yo, meet me outside. He's like, I got my buddies already here with the car. No, that's sick.
Right.
If you don't mind me asking, what drove you to that as well?
you know, I've worked a lot of different jobs,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be like in a warehouse or in the service industry, or whatever. And for me,
Yeah.
I think part of why I'm so drawn to fighting as well is like, I need there to be stakes. And for me to be focused and for me to be passionate, it needs to be something important, or at least something that I view as important.
Okay.
And so whether it's like my own physical health when I'm fighting or someone else's
Someone
physical
else.
health, that's going to drive me to like actually want to improve and want to be passionate about it and learn. Whereas if it was just a business thing, no disrespect to anyone who does business, it's
Yeah.
just not my thing personally,
Okay.
because I've never really sought out a lot of financial success.
Okay.
And obviously, you need some sort of financial success.
To be able
but
to sustain, sure.
that's not the biggest priority for me. I don't think that's how I personally would find fulfillment.
Okay.
So I just want to help people.
Respect. Okay. No, that's sick. Love that. Let me know, man. We gotta be there for that. That's sick. You said you're planning on. Is that gonna be a relatively soon kind of thing, or is that just a future endeavor?
That's future
For the
endeavor. I
EMT.
just applied, so
Okay, lovely.
probably be a few months.
Do
Alright.
you just want to be a paramedic? Or do you want to like do more than like use that to like be a fireman or like anything like that?
Potentially. We'll have to see how it lines up with
How it
my.
goes.
I think
Fighting
you
career.
fit. Every fireman I've seen has your look, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna grow a mustache out eventually.
Oh,
No,
Bro.
they can't grow facial hair.
Dude, I see them at
mustaches, yeah.
yeah,
Wait,
I see them.
Maybe mustaches.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see him at the gym with
mustaches.
mustaches.
My boy
'Cause
Scotty,
they
shout
throw-
out to Scotty
yeah,
P.
taking up all the damn equipment.
Taking- Shout
Bro,
out
they
to
come
Scotty
in packs,
P.
man.
I think that's why they grow mustaches, because they can't
They
grow
can't grow
beards,
anything else?
because
Really?
it might get lit on fire. I think that could
I feel that has to
Might
be
get a little-
protection, no?
I'll ask my guy Scott. He was a paramedic. He was also a firefighter. Like
Yeah.
dude, just everything, and he looks hella young. But yeah, man, mustached up, D's up too. I'm like, bro,
Okay.
yeah. So maybe
There you
that is
go.
a thing. So you're just gonna rock the mustache for yourself.
Maybe so, we'll see.
Holy.
I'm excited for you, man. That's my first time hearing about it. So
Yeah.
appreciate that.
yeah,
Nah, we
proud of
love
you,
that.
dude.
You got to give us updates. We're going to have you back on the pod for sure. But before he gets back on the pod, you guys leave a comment. Leave a comment about how you like the episode. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let us know. We're going to have the boy back, whether you like it or not, but you will like it. Make sure you hit that subscribe on the YouTube, the notification bell, so that way when he is back on, you know when to check the episode out. Other than that, it's been much love. Subscribers to the Apple Podcast, the Spotify. Make sure you leave the 5-star reviews. Again, there's going to be some polls on the Spotify. Keep a lookout for those. Answer the questions. We really want to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, also make sure you give us your insight on the cards. Let us know what what community you relate and sort of reside in more and find pride in as well. We'd like to hear all the different types of stories and people that you meet and like what gets you going. You don't know. People might read the comments and find a community that they've been longing for. You might be the plug for that. Like, what's his name? Jared was the plug for Will.
Yeah, except for the
Facts.
Yeah,
right.
so you
that
gotta-
different kind of plug. Yo,
they're all plugs, bro. He
Yeah,
plugged
yeah,
him, and then
yeah.
now the man's a fucking winning MMA fighter. Like, what are you saying? So you might need that. What was it you gonna say?
I was gonna say keep the political shit to yourself though. I don't care to read about it.
Keep the political shit. We don't really care. Leave it in the comments. Somebody else might care, but we don't.
Yeah,
really
boost
care
the comments, but we're not gonna read it.
Comments.
I
Yeah,
hope what I
we're
said was
gonna
not
read it.
divisive. I was not trying to be divisive.
No, why would it be?
I just want everyone to be friends.
I felt like
No.
I feel like what you said was very inclusive.
The best way to even just put anything.
Because America, I feel like is where you come. Like the American dream is not like come here and just work your ass off. It's more. It's like come here and create more opportunities for yourself and find growth in those opportunities. And maybe you'll find happiness there too. But it's at the end of the day, like you're here. Most people are moving here for their future, like their kids' future, like my parents. So it's not even really.
Same with our parents too. Yeah.
I don't want to get canceled, man. That's just all I'm saying.
Nah, what?
Absolutely not.
Nah,
absolutely
not.
Bro. And if you want to cancel, leave in the comments.
Yeah, if you want to cancel me, it's all right. Yeah, you're right.
No, but definitely, just again, keep a lookout. Even keep a lookout for the social medias. Make sure you follow the boy on all the socials so that you know when the next fight is. Go show the man some support, some love. Mm-hmm. Next time we might have to do one with Kayla here too. So
that would be
that'd be funny.
Yeah, if everyone wants to show it, get the man them on. But
show him some love, but stay out the DMs, man. So take it.
Yeah, stay out the DMs. He's a taken man now. It's too late. It's too late. You should have been there when he was working.
Or test his faithfulness. Actually, test his loyalty. You know what I mean?
That's actually crazy.
Like he has a girlfriend, but
either way he's gonna be training.
He's not married yet, so don't stop your girlfriend from keeping you from finding your wife.
Your wife. That's crazy. That statement always blows my mind, but it's so true. But yeah, man, no. Will, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for coming
much.
on to the podcast. Laxman talking about you forever. So finally glad to lovely meet you. I said that so backwards. Finally lovely to meet you and everything. But yeah, no, man. So appreciate that. Be easy. We'll catch you guys in the next one. So take care and be safe. Peace.